You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove to anyone, mainly yourself. Here's something that's been coming through, channeling through very loud for me recently. We spend way too much time thinking that we need to prove anything to anyone else when really all we're trying to do is prove to ourselves that we're good enough, that we're worthy, that we get to be who we want to be, that we get to do what we want to do, that we are of value, that we deserve love, that we are safe, that we are secure. We are constantly trying to figure out and know the right thing to do so that we will be received by the outside world, so we will be accepted, so we will be followed, so we will be loved, because we are all trying to heal this core wound of individuation, this core wound of self-abandonment that I really have seen and felt and experienced myself, as well as through all of my clients over the last 2 decades. If I really go and feel and channel into the one thing that we are all ultimately trying to heal, and that's the first problem, is we're trying to heal it instead of allowing and accepting and feeling it, and then creating from everything that we've done, everything that we have experienced, trying to heal that. Now, creating from that magic, we will ultimately heal our core wound of abandoning ourselves. Every single human being does this. It's a part of the journey. We come here as pure, divine, creative spirit, love and light, oneness, right? We collapse down into being human purposely. We choose this to come and have a human journey of forgetting and then remembering. And as soon as we're born, the wound of individuation is created within us. And that is because we then have to rely on others, on things that we perceive as being outside of us to get what we need. The older we get, the more and more we create beliefs and conditions and ways of being that we believe we need to be to receive what we need. And ultimately, what we need is love, is belonging, is safety, is security, is water, food, right? The basic needs that human beings need is air. We need to breathe. We need sleep. We need water. We need nourishment. And we need connection. We need connection from others, because that's how we see and know ourselves. It's just that we spend so much time trying to figure out how to be what everyone else needs us to be, or how to be like everyone else to get what we need, instead of seeing that we are the key, that we are the magic. And when we are just us in our sacred frequency, we will draw to us everything that we need. Now, this again is part of the human journey. 0 to 5 to 7, you're just sponging everything in as it's happening around us, learning how to be from the world around us. And then 5 to 7, somewhere in there, our ego starts to develop, our self-consciousness. We start to become aware that we are our own person. We start to become conscious of the fact that there's right and wrong, good and bad, which really there isn't, but that's the beliefs and the system of this 3D world that we chose to be in, is that there's right and wrong, good and bad. And we start to develop who we are. We start to create who we are, who we need to be, how we need to be to get what we want, to get what we need. And then we continue to do that until we wake the fuck up. which a lot of people don't. And that's their journey. But if you're here hearing this, I'm going to assume that you woke up at some point. And if you're anything like me, like I woke up really young, but in my 20s, I really started to realize how much better life was when I lived in the now, loving myself, being who I wanted to be, but I had so many insecurities and so much conditioning and so much bullshit that I didn't know how to do that. So I decided instead that the way was for me to be worthy of living a life that I loved and worthy of loving myself. First, I needed to like fix and heal everyone else because I could see people. I could see I can see the souls of anyone. I can see your light, your essence, your truth. Talk more in depth about that in another video, but for right now, going back to the main point of this is that when we, as we are growing up and going through this journey of being human and of really forgetting so that we can remember, we condition in ourselves all these things that we need to prove to be worthy of whatever it is that we want. And that is purposeful. So we need to stop feeling guilt, shame, blame around this. It's again, everyone has trauma, everyone has drama, everyone has conditioning and beliefs and bullshit. Every single human being. It's a part of the journey. It's just, are you going to, and most likely you already have, but I'm here to wake you up even more today. But are you going to let those beliefs continue to run and create your reality? Or are you going to choose now to be the superconscious creator of your reality and recode the beliefs and the programming that is no longer serving you? Because it shouldn't. Your computer, your phone, your car, your everything, you update it, you upgrade it, everything. We just got a new dishwasher. Like everything outside of us, we're constantly taking care of and tuning and upgrading. The key to living happy, living free, limitlessly, is to update, to upgrade your programming, your belief systems, your consciousness. And we do that through living in the now and seeing the beliefs and the things that we do that aren't aligned with who we want to be. If you want to keep being the limited version of yourself, then keep doing what is limiting you. But if you want to be free of the beliefs and the thoughts that are stopping and blocking you, that are telling you that you're unworthy, that you're not enough, then it's time for you to come back to yourself. So as I was saying in the beginning of this deep core wound of abandonment that we have of ourselves that was purposeful, so that we could grow and evolve and have the experiences we had and learn the things we can learn, so that now you can be the alchemist that you're here to be and create magic and miracles that will then help heal this world quantumly and raise consciousness. That may sound complicated and like a really big deal, and it's really easy for us to overcomplicate it. But what I've experienced is it's the truth. And when you just follow what resonates as true for you in the now, which is what I'm doing, it becomes so easy when we don't need to conceptualize it. We don't need to know. We don't actually get to know. That's just us trying to prove to ourselves through thinking we need to prove to others that we know what we're doing. But we don't know what we're doing. We need to feel what we're doing. And when you feel in the now what you're doing, how you're feeling, what you're choosing, when you feel in the present moment what is and isn't working for you, it becomes easier and easier to figure your life out. It's just that we spend so much time giving the power away to thinking that others know better than us. We need others to mirror, to activate things in us, to trigger us, to expand us, so that we can see ourselves. We're all here to be mirrors, but it's only us that can feel in the now the energy and the frequency and follow what we need to. And the more that you allow yourself to live in the now, not feeling like you need to prove anything, but instead to just share by being there. Just share your energy, share your frequency, share your light, share your love, share your sadness, share your anger, share your stress, whatever it is, whatever you're sharing, you are putting in to the quantum field, and you are going to get mirrored back to you. And there are times in this human journey where we want to share our sadness, where we want to share our pain. And that is going to activate and trigger things within the field, within whoever you're connected with, whatever it is. And it's all purposeful. It's all how it's meant to be. It's just that if you want to live free, if you want to live in higher states of consciousness, if you want to experience being and living and existing consciously in this new earth frequency and energy that we all can, then you need to be the light and the love that you are, not the stress and the anxiety that you think you are. You are not anxious. You are not anxiety. You are not fear. You are tapping into those frequencies and connected to those frequencies. So your reality is bringing you more of that, but that is not you. That is not you. But the more that you choose to tap into that, the more you are going to receive that. And the more that is the reality you're going to experience. But the more that we are here now connected and tuned and tapped into abundance, love, light, magic, the more reality is going to show us that. And the more you're in that frequency, the more and more you receive of that. And the more and more you receive of that, the happier, more blissful, and more abundant you get. And it just continues. And then you see yourself triggering and activating in others whatever they need to feel. There's quantum versions of everyone. And you, right now, whatever frequency, whatever vibration of you you're tapped into, whatever version of you you're tapped into, you're embodying, is what is then going to trigger and activate things in other people. So the version of you that is loving, that is kind, that is compassionate, that is abundant, that is present is going to activate that version in others, which is always purposeful, which is always what's meant to be. But then their level of belief, of worthiness, is going to show them where they are or aren't free. So you are doing the world a disservice by playing small, by hiding your light, by trying to prove, by trying to fix, by trying to problem solve. How we serve the world as the light leaders, the lovers that we're here to be in this new earth frequency, which if you're here hearing this is what I have been channeling through from my guides, you are here to be, however you want to see that. But you really are here to be present in the now, embodying your light, activating and awakening more consciousness, more awareness, more love, more bliss, more happiness through being you. The more that you are the light that you are consciously, the more you will be of service in the way that feels fulfilling. This was such a pivotal understanding for me because I've always felt this deep desire and need to be of service, to help others. I've always put the well-being of others above myself. And it's all been also feeding my spiritual ego of trying to get that like validation of if, I help enough people and heal enough people and show enough people their truth, then I'm a good person. And that spiritual ego, the more and more I fed it, the more and more my soul was hiding because I wasn't in alignment with my truth. I was in alignment with others' truth, but all that was doing was showing me the limitations within me. And then now that I've stepped into being the expression that I'm here to be, that I want to be, that feels right for me, that I don't have words for. I've tried really hard, and that trying was limiting me too. I am just here living super consciously, doing my best every day and every moment to let the compass of my heart lead me quantumly into living a life I love, into living a life beyond my wildest dreams, because I know the more that I do that, the more I can then share in my experience, which then means the more and more I can hopefully ignite and excite things in you that help you live your best life, help you love yourself so much that you can't not choose to do everything that you want to do for you because you'd love to do it, which then will in turn suddenly be you living a life beyond your wildest dreams because you just could never even comprehend how good it gets to be. And we let go of these limitations and blocks. I'm currently in the journey of that, and I'm seeing the more and more that I truly do focus on just creating and doing and being as I want to, the more and more the problems and the stress and the anxiety and all of the lower frequency vibrational energies that were not me are just disappearing because they don't resonate with me anymore. Resonance is another key to living limitlessly. Maybe one day I'll do a video on the keys to living limitlessly, but resonance is definitely one of them. Feeling in the moment the frequency, the energy that resonates is true for you. So just like even in this video, you don't need to conceptualize, to figure out what I'm saying, to know what it even means for you. You just need to feel it. If it excites you, if it ignites you, if anything resonates with you, that you're a quantum being, that you get to live limitlessly, that all you have to do is be you. And it's the easiest, most effortless thing to do. Like literally, you being you is the easiest thing to do. All you have to do is do it, is show up and be who you want to be, how you want to be in any and every now moment. The more that you do that, the more super consciously you'll live, and the clearer and clearer your connection, your channel to the divine will become. We all have a direct line to the divine, to our superconscious mind that can conceive it all, that sees and knows all the timelines, all the paradigms, all the perspectives. So you can tap and tune into whatever you need to in any moment to help you grow and expand and evolve. And it comes through your heart in the now, feeling through the compass, the quantum compass of your heart, what feels right for you. Your soul will excite and ignite and guide you. You just need to trust in the energy and the frequency. You have nothing to prove, nothing to prove. One of, if I think it is, it's just my all time favorite quote, favorite realization comes from my first yoga teacher, who was the first teacher I had who taught me how to teach yoga as well. Eoin Finn from Blissology. And he's just the greatest gem of a human and one of the most pivotal teachers in my journey. One of his quotes, his Eonisms, that has never left me, that I have repeated to myself every day. And anytime I am recording or trying to record or teaching yoga or doing anything where I feel myself in my limitations, in my ego, in my not enoughness, the words always pop into my head. You have nothing to prove and everything to share. And I can't even tell you the amount of times that has helped me. Just that alone. Thank you, Eoin, if you ever hear this. But truly, it's that simple. I had no idea back then how powerful that was going to be for me, but it was when I heard it, it was everything I needed, and it still continued to be. There's nothing that we need to prove. And anytime that we're trying to prove, it's really just to ourselves. We're trying to prove that we're worthy. We're trying to prove that we're good enough. We're trying to prove whatever. And we think that if we get the validation from outside of us, then we will feel good enough to do and be whatever we want to. But we won't, because the validation, if it comes through proving, doesn't feel right. It's not satisfying because we're having to work for it. We're playing roles, we're putting on masks, we're trying to prove and be something to someone. But when you are just you, when you're sharing, when you're not trying to get anything, you're just sharing and receiving, like you're just sharing your energy, your frequency, your light, and then receiving that back. There's nothing more powerful and more magical. And then that is when you really truly start to see yourself and see your light and receive what you need to grow and expand and evolve in this journey of being a super conscious creator of your reality. You have nothing to prove, everything to share. And you really do have everything within you. You are everything. It's just that each one of us is coded with our own sacred light codes frequency that gets activated to show us, to grow us, to evolve us into more and more of the expansive beings that we're here to be. And those light codes that are in us, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about being here now and feeling it out, feeling as your inner compass guides you through what excites and ignites you, also what triggers you and activates you in negative ways, because that is always showing you where you're not free. And where we aren't free, we aren't allowing our Shakti, our energy to flow, which is ultimately what we need to do to feel happy and at peace and content and fulfilled and satisfied. Is we want our light, our love, our energy, our frequency, our Shakti to just be ever flowing and to be these rivers of divine consciousness that we're here to be. Getting super esoteric now, but truly that's what we're here to be. But we're here to experience all that this human journey has for us too. So the limitations and the beliefs and the blocks that we have, we need to stop numbing and running and hiding from, acknowledge them, allow them, become aware of them, and set them free. And how we set them free, how I see that we set them free, is real awareness, is in the moment when you get triggered or activated by anything or anyone, being honest with yourself, being intimate with yourself, seeing what that's doing within you. Where is that coming from? Is it real? Is it true? Is it what you want to hold on to? And if it's not, just acknowledge that. That's all you have to do. And then instead of focusing on how you fix or problem solve or get rid of that, be like, what could I create instead of this? Because the more that we stop focusing on our problems, on our traumas, on our triggers, on the things that we've stored in us, and we allow them to just be what they are and stop making them wrong, and we start to focus on living and being and creating, we open up space for the quantum consciousness to channel into us and call us forward through activating these light codes that will then magnetize and attract and manifest what we need to live a life beyond our wildest dreams. It's just how it works. At least through what I channel, through what I feel, through what resonates as true for me. And if you're still here listening to this, I'm going to assume something's resonating for you. So I'm going to give a little bit of a soul spill here in this, because I have spent, if you're new here, I think this is video like 104. I think we're getting there, of 111 days of sharing on YouTube and the Divinely Aligned podcast. This was a calling that just felt right, that I started like 104 days ago. I think it's 104, 5, 4. We'll go with 104. Over the last 103 days of this, I have seen the wildest experience. I have lived, I have felt the craziest roller coaster of the battle between my ego and my soul. Like, I've seen it, you've seen it a little bit, but like what I've felt, what I've experienced has been extreme, of seeing more and more of my light. Every time that I like really truly am me, having then the craziest opportunities come to me, the ahas, everything, like crazy opportunities within me and outside of me, emails that I could have never even comprehended or imagined ending up in my email box. Like just all of these things happening for me. And then seeing my ego freak the fuck out, my unconscious patterning, my subconscious mind throwing up all the red flags of like, this isn't safe. We don't know this. Where are we going? How are we going to survive? What if we're judged? What if people don't like us? What if we trigger something negative? Blah, 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 blah. We should play a role again. We should try and be this spiritual being, but we want to be crazy. We want to be wild. We want to have fun. We want to enjoy. We want to just share and channel. But also, we have this role to play now, like just fucking crazy to the point that it's been exhausting in some ways. Some days it's just like really hard for me to show up. Anyways, I haven't given up on this challenge because I devoted to this for me and it's felt right and it still feels right. And in the last few days of just really fucking giving up, giving up any control, finally, hopefully for good, any control over this journey. Like I am now just completely in my surrender experience, in my surrender process of allowing the divine to just channel through, flow through me. I still am human and I'm going to still have my insecurities in ways. I'm never gonna pretend like I have my shit together because I don't. And I think for me personally, in the way that I function, I think really owning for myself the fact that being in the unknown, doing what I feel good doing in every moment is always going to feel messy. Like I don't have my shit together because I can't give answers that I felt like my whole life I have to give as to what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I'm going to make money, how whatever is going to be whatever. I just know that I am living my best life, that I'm enjoying my life, that I'm in my happiness era and I don't plan to leave it. I'm happy even when I'm in the pain, even when things are triggering and activating things in me, even when I'm recording things and I'm like so in my insecurities, but I'm allowing myself to be there and learn and evolve and grow and experience and expand through that. Last week, I shared some videos I really didn't want to share because they just felt messy. I had stories about like who even wants to hear this, but it also was what felt right. And just in sharing that, it was so freeing for my soul that I now just feel like I'm finally able to settle into being the ideal me in any moment. I really truly feel like our purpose here, if you're here to wake up, and because we have to wake up and to live in the new earth frequency, in this higher level of consciousness, we have to wake up. And what that means to me is stopping pretending like we don't know, waking up to our power, to our light, to our consciousness in the now and trusting it. And it's a journey. As I've said in previous videos, and many people have said, like when we're born into these human bodies, we go through a journey of learning how to be human. And I really feel that any of us that are here to be in the new earth, that now we're born into the journey of humans learning how to be divinity consciously. That's the first time I've said that out loud, but that feels right for me, of like we've gone through these human journeys and I'm still very in love with my human life and the people in it. And I'm okay with the 3D and the 4D, but I personally want to be living and anchoring into the 5D, into the new earth. But I don't know what that looks like. Just like when I came into this world as a baby, I had to go through a journey, and you had to too, of aging, and we expect that, right? And we go through school and we, expect one grade after another. That to me is how consciousness works. And now we're in this new earth frequency, and through just experiencing it and living it, we are going to evolve into more and more of our multidimensional quantum superconscious selves, right? Bring this back to the main purpose. You have nothing to prove and everything to share. So right now, if you're still listening, right now, what is resonating for you as to where you need to stop and like feel, breathe right now fully. Fully inhale into your belly, fully exhale out. Multiple times, as many as you can. The more you do this, the more you consciously breathe. I'll go back to my point in a second. It will be more powerful now. The more that if I could just teach one thing, it would be the power of consciously breathing in the now, in and out of our bellies. We can overcomplicate breath work, and breath work is so powerful, and there's so many different ways to do it and to use it as a tool to connect to consciousness. But I truly feel the most powerful way to live is in the now, being present, awake, aware, living your life, breathing consciously, fully breathing into your belly, fully exhaling out, feeling, being present, being here now. When we tune into our breath, into our bodies, and we allow our nervous system to calm, to surrender, we become clearer and clearer channels of the divine. So right now, I'm going to go back to my question is hopefully now you're breathing and being here. What do you know you need to stop trying to prove, stop trying to figure out, so you can just be and share in the now whatever you need to. And you don't need to figure out what that is. You'll know when you get there. Just right now, right here. What frequency, what energy do you want to be? What do you want to feel? What do you want to share? What do you want to express? You don't need to have a reason why. You don't need to know how. You don't need to know when. You don't need to know what. You just need to feel. What is the next divinely aligned step for you? What right now do you know is the right thing for you to do? Or maybe not do? And it's okay. This was the hardest thing for me to deal with, realize in my journey, was the in between. the When you have that like clear no, like clear, like fuck no, this isn't for me. I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm at my breaking point. It's usually when things become really extreme within a relationship, within a job, within our relationship within ourselves, maybe with food, with any addictions we have, whatever it is. You know, when we have like we just can't go on anymore because maybe something tragic happens, or just like we finally wake up to how bad it is, or just we get fed up, frustrated, overwhelmed, right? We hit that breaking point of like, hell no, this isn't for me. Or this like season that a lot of us go through of having to set up hard boundaries so that we stop exhausting ourselves. But honestly, to me, boundaries are so much more exhausting. If you are just you and you vibrate at the frequency that you want to, you will attract and call in and magnetize people, places, opportunities, things, everything that you don't need boundaries from because they innately respect them. Anyways, that's a whole other video, I think. We need to be the frequency, the energy that we want to be to receive magnetically what we need to live a life beyond our wildest dreams. You cannot figure out how to do that mentally. You will receive how to do that in the now through your pineal gland, through your brain, through your third eye, through visions, knowings, conceptualizations, ideas, and through your heart, through frequency, through energy, through love, through excitement, through ignitement, right? Our heart and our third eye, as I channel, as I have really gone deep into trying to feel what and how I work. So again, this is me, this is my experience, but I've also seen this help so many others, is really in the now, like what is exciting and igniting your heart? What feels true and like love for you? What is resonating in a frequency of feeling and energy is true? And then what are you seeing, visualizing, conceptualizing, and imagining, creating in your third eye, in your line to your superconscious mind as to how good it could be? All of this is on purpose, but your ego is going to keep wanting to know, is going to keep wanting to figure it out, to fix, to problem solve. That's where I was going before, was this ego soul battle that I was in. As I've gone through this journey, I've seen more and more that this spiritual ego that we can get in this self-help world is so purposeful and powerful. But to live in the new earth frequency, we need to allow ourselves to let go. We cannot bring into the new earth guilt, shame, blame, problem solving, fixing, proving, pleasing. We, in the new earth frequency, it is truth, it is love, it is abundance, it is bliss, it is happiness, it is everything that feels good and right for your well-being. And anyone that's here to be in the new earth frequency, we have been going through these challenging awakenings. We have been going through so many things to wake us up to how powerful that we are, so that when you finally, because you finally have it click, you see now all of the magic that you hold within through everything you've been through and you've healed. And the more and more you are conscious and awake and aware, the more and more the healing will become easy and effortless. And you will just use all of that. You will alchemize all of the trauma and the drama that you've been through into the magic and the medicine that you give this world. It's all been on purpose. It's all been for you. And it always will be. So I know this has been a lot. I feel like I could keep going on, but I'm also hearing that I should wrap this up. So I'm wrapping this up again with a question to you as to what do you know? And come back to your breath. Where'd your breath go? I swear if you just become more conscious of consciously breathing, it can change your life. Where right now do you know you need to let go of stopping trying to figure it out, to prove, to problem solve? And where do you know it's time for you to create, to be, to express, to expand? Like, what are you curious about? What would you love to do just because you love doing it? What do you want to know more about? What do you want to share? See how quickly your ego, your conscious mind is going to want to figure it out. It's going to want to know, it's going to doubt, it's going to whatever. I'm feeling a need to bring this up for whoever needed this. Just awareness of that alone will change your life. You don't need to figure out how to stop that. You're not going to. You're never going to stop that. You're never going to. Our ego is here for us. You're never going to lose your ego. It's just that you can take away its power to control your life through trying to control life, through just living life and being. Okay. I think that's all for today. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. Let me know below whatever resonated, whatever came through for you. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't. Share this video if you want to. I love you.